Aquarius, welcome to your energy check-in. As you guys know, these readings are timeless and absolutely signless, so you actually don't need to have any Aquarian placements within your chart. If it resonates for you, then it's most likely for you. Okay, if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, please do feel free to reach out. How? Okay, go look for my Etsy page and bada bing, bada boom. And let's see what else before we move on. Oh, also, if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and leave a like, okay? I do like to see how many people actually resonate with the videos because I don't actually talk to you guys unless you order a reading, so it's nice to have a little feedback. All right, so anyway, let's get in there. So guys, at the time of this video, we are moving into June, right? But as you guys know, these videos are timeless, so it really doesn't matter when. But anyway, so if this reading is for you, I'm feeling that, I almost called you Gemini. Well, it is Gemini season, but if this reading is for you, Aquarius, I have a feeling that you may be coming out of something. I'm feeling that you you're already out of it, by the way, but you have come out of something that was very stressful. I'm already feeling like my throat chakra kind of welling up. I'm feeling like I want to cry. I've got sobs in my throat that haven't been processed as yet. So you do want to make sure that you are processing what it is that you feel. Now, how do you process? Well, it's simple. Feel the feelings, right? And find tools that could help you. Everybody is a little bit different. Some people like to channel it through their art. Some people like to do emotional freedom technique, tapping, EFT. Some people like to do talk therapy with a licensed therapist or with their friends. Some people like to work with their angels, right? Some people like to go get body work. Some prefer to go swimming. It really depends on you. But please do remember that when we are moving grief energy, it's not something that just boom happens like that. It's something that you work through, and the first step towards working through it is to actually sit down and to feel the feelings. If you need to lash out, do so. I mean, just be careful with who you're doing that with, but make sure that you have some self-care in place as well. But please, if you're thinking this is a quick fix, sometimes it's actually not. I'm seeing some supportive energies coming in right there, by the way. But what I want to say right now is I was saying that you do need to take some time and to have these feelings, explore them. But at the same time, I can understand, Aquarius, or whoever you are, why you may be having a little bit of a second guessing about wanting to sit down and do that. And the reason why is because you are also in a position where you may be having to hold your center or hold something together. So if you're like the locus of a family, for example, and I did not say locust, I said locusts. Right? So you may be that person who's holding a group together. You may be feeling like I have to hold myself together. I have to hold something together. So I can't really just go off the reservation, so to say. I don't like that term because that's actually, but anyway, you get my point. And that's understandable, but that's funny because now they say some support. So what is this? Boom. Who is this? This is you see how the card moved like that? This is actually epitomizing an energy coming in for you to support you, Aquarius. It feels it's a female polarity or feminine polarity. It need not be a female body, but whoever or whatever this represents, it's here to support you. Now, it just hit the grounding card, which tells me that you will not be able to necessarily connect with this support until you get to this place where you can ground yourself. Whatever you've come out of, make sure that you're still taking some time to get down to earth. Ground yourself with physical activities like, taking a very, gosh, they're telling me the words trauma, and I could feel the grief coming out of the nose. So I know you've been dealing with something, guys, but it's activities that are very physical oriented. Taking a nice bath, it's very sensory. Walking on the beach is very good because you have the granules of the sand abrading your feet. Abrading sounds very harsh, but rubbing up against your feet. You've got the water coming in, you've got the temperature, you've got the smell of the ocean, you've got the sound. So you need to do something that's very connected to your senses, because something about that being connected to your physical senses allows for this grief energy that I do feel in the nose area to be able to flow out. So see, as I said that, you could hear my like, and now I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache because of the amount that is there. It's very top heavy, like top half of your head feels very heavy from whatever you've gone through. So I kind of want to reach in. I'll reach in as well, so it's extended to all of you. I'm like reaching in energetically to my nose and kind of pulling that out. Now, as I'm pulling this energy out, all I'm doing is kind of loosening it up for you a little bit, okay? So if you start crying now or at some time, within the next 3 days, they're saying that's just because it's because this energy is now landing for you in the physical, but I'm already pulling it out just to loosen it up a little bit. From that space. They're saying that for some of you, this is going to manifest as a stream of thoughts, a lot of thoughts coming out of your head. And guys, we know when that happens, don't listen to the thoughts. I'm sensing some of you, I do have to say this, I'm sensing some energies coming from college, all the way back from college when your boundaries were crossed, physical boundaries, okay? So some of you may be dealing with sexual trauma from the dating phase. It could be anything, right? A lot of you, I'm just tapped into you as a collective, so I'm experiencing quite a bit from you, okay? But either way, I do want you to know that you are fully supported wherever you are, but you can get more support or become aware of more support through your getting grounded. For some of you, this actually represents a person in your life. For some of you, it represents a resource. And for some of you, it actually represents that inner strength. As I'm saying inner strength, I'm feeling a lot of nice energy coming through. Oh, the guides are like, yeah, it could also represent us. Yeah, that's true. It could also represent us, us meaning your non-physical friends and family and your spirit team. You know, they're here for the sake of helping you to get through your life, right? Now, I did pull these cards because they wanted to work with you. Now, one of the cards that I already know wants to come here is the Fool card. Beautiful. Look at that, Aquarius. God bless, right? You're the water bearer, Aquarius, but you are an air sign, okay? But that being said, when a lot of us think about you, we think about water, right? But you're very much air. Look at that, 4 of Cups. That beautiful. Okay, so take a look at the contraposing here. Look at that. It says Key of Light. So what I'm seeing here is, Aquarius, you are being given some information. This is kind of sounding a little bit like the Capricorn reading I just did, with the idea of the idea of a key, right? So if you haven't seen that Capricorn reading, go ahead and take a look at that. But they're being given a key here. It says Key of Light. I'm seeing 26, signaling that 8 energy of walking away. Again, I feel like you've already walked away from something. A door has already been closed. You're underway. But here's the thing. What experience would you like to have? Would you like to have the Fool experience, where we see this beautiful energy being coming right out of the ocean, having a brand new beginning? And look at this. She already has a staff and a satchel there waiting for her, but she's not even seeing the staff and satchel there. So what that's telling me is that, because why? Because she's so focused on this new beginning. So it's almost like she thought she was coming out of this ocean and having this new beginning to have these things, because her world of thought was so small. And she's like, oh, I'd love to have a staff, and I'd love to have a satchel, you know, because she thought it was good. That's what she thought she needed, and that's what she needed when she was in that old space. Whatever this card is, let's go ahead and take it because it's impaling my hands right now. We're gonna go ahead and take that. Yeah, and you too. Oh my God, I meant to say and you too, but I ended up grabbing 2 cards, so Spirit is good. We're gonna go with that. But once she actually emerges and has this new beginning, she doesn't even see this staff and satchel, because it's not even. She's like, wow, look at where I am. Wow, look at where I am. Right? She's not caring about those old soft dreams, those old, small dreams. And as I'm saying soft dreams, I'm getting that for some of you, there were dreams in place that helped to pull you through whatever you were going through. Like, oh, when I get through this schooling, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move here. You needed that. You needed those thoughts to get you through school. But now that you're through school and you've graduated, you're like, oh my God, I thought I wanted that, but now I see that my dreams are actually bigger. I have completely different thoughts, different ideas, different desires. I was thinking small, but it was what I needed at the time. So that's what I'm seeing. You could have that experience, or you could emerge from the water still kind of trying to court whatever it is that you were holding, you were holding on to back when you were doing, whatever you were doing that was holding you back. Look at her begging for attention there. You can come out of there still trying to, because something's ended. So you're definitely coming out of something, but you can come out still in this low self-worth, Five of Pentacles energy, this fear-based thinking, this desperate energy, this wanting to be noticed, this wanting to be held, this wanting this, wanting justice. You got a chip on the shoulder. It's your choice on how you emerge into this next part of your life, my lovely Aquarians. And Aquarius, I gotta let you know, it's your time. Hello, we're in the age of Aquarius. You are literally one of the chosen few to actually be an Aquarius or have Aquarius placements in your chart just at the turn of this new age. Like, come on. So get it done. Have that new beginning, right? And shine as you do it. So let me go ahead and pull this card. Well, I don't know what it is. The Six of Wands. How do I want to flip it though? How do I want it? It wants to be on its, let's see. Okay, we're going to keep you there. Six of Wands in the reverse. Oh, and whatever this card is. Don't move. Six of Wands in reverse. First of all, the Six of Wands is a card of they said energy, and that's true. The Six of Wands is a card of energy. It feels energized. And what is it? It's the Victory card. But see how it's coming through in the reversed, and that's an interesting thing. I mean, I would love to know why it's coming through in the reverse. Now, obviously, it felt a little bit like I was like, is this coming through lopsided, because you do have two ways of being and ways of showing up for this new beginning. But you know what I'm getting? I'm getting that there's more information coming in for you that's going to help you to determine how you want to show up in this world. But there's more information coming in that, will give you the opportunity to have this victory. But I feel like right now you haven't quite reached whatever that victory point is, and this is possibly because you're still holding on to some stuff, right? Obviously, if you're watching these videos, there are things that you're being guided to take a look at, to let go of, to embrace, to research. Some of you have research to do about certain things. I do pick up that some of you, someone here may have a mental disturbance that you do need to do some more research on. Trying to see if you're aware of it. Whoever you are, getting there, 3 people who will have that extra added element of having some type of mental disturbance. God bless. Around the crown chakra, you will know if it's you because they're saying you're holding in high regard someone or something that is creating distortion in your viewpoint. And it's cycling distortions down throughout your experience, of course, because when we have a certain lens, it creates distortion in the way we see the world, and it produces distortions in what it is that we manifest, right? So there's a little bit of a fragmentation going on there. So the role, and they're saying that the role you play is the way that okay, how do you get out of that? Because you're giving your power and your mind, you're pedestaling somebody or something. It feels very guru-like, but it doesn't have to be a guru. For some of you, it could be somebody that you really would like to be connected with. It could be a love connection or a family member who is a family figure. It could also represent for somebody a course of study that you're doing, because I just saw Egyptology for somebody. Egyptology is not for everybody. Okay, I do want to point that out. Yes, there's this idea that it's such a varied field, but if this message lands for you, then you're going to know it's for you. It's not for everybody because it carries certain energy signatures and interacts with your energetic field in different ways. For somebody, it becomes a key for them to go deeper and to learn more and to evolve. And for some of you, it may create a disturbance in your field because it triggers some unresolved trauma that needs to be cleared out first. So this is getting into the realm of a personal reading, but I do feel that it carries weight for somebody here. So 3 people in particular, to make it more universal for you 3, there is, and this is across time of all the videos, right? Right? Of all the time that this could be watched, you need to watch who or what you are paying homage to, who or what you are focusing too much on, and that who or what can take whatever form, and that depends on your life. Because what's happening is you're creating a pedestal effect for this thing or this person or this thing, and it's distorting your lens. And what happens is through that distorted lens, you're being led down a path that isn't for your highest good, and it's creating a distortion within your field, and you're taking actions and manifesting things in your field. You're, going places, talking to, choosing in your daily life, things that are premised upon this ideology that you have around this person or thing. Now, they're saying the way to remove that influence from your life is to take your power back and to put you as the locus of control, you as the locus of reason. You are sovereign. Let's go with the mantra: you are God, you are sovereign, and you're free. You don't need to study with any one person. You don't need to love just one person. You don't need to be that one thing or go in that one field. You can learn freely. Whatever it is, you just ask, please teach me what I need to learn, Spirit. And this is now opening up to all of you on the call. Please teach me what it is that I need to learn, and please make me receptive to it in whatever way, shape, and form it comes. For some of you, you'll stand on the bus, and a bus will drive by with the answer that you need in that one moment. And there you have just learned something. You don't need to be inducted into any initiation and this and that, and some people do go through initiations that require you to be aware of it in the physical in that sense, but that is not everybody. And sometimes we're called to certain things, just following the Egyptology track here, just as an example. Sometimes we're called to certain fields of study for the sake of clearing past trauma. Okay, and somebody on this call, I do feel that Egyptology is the thing that you're going after, and it's not for you. It's designed to pull you into do your clearing and to remember that you're a sovereign being. Okay, that's your role, that's your lesson there. But you do have to clear something in the heart space related to that field. And then for others, I do feel that maybe it relates to maybe a relationship. You're putting someone on a pedestal. It doesn't have to be a guru, but it feels like you're not thinking for yourself, and so you want to watch that. Okay, that's very specific. So the fragmentation. All right, so we're gonna pull out a little bit here. So they're saying for you guys, victory is going to come in. You guys, meaning everybody on this call, Aquarius, or whoever you are. Victory is going to come in the way, shape, and form that it needs to come for you. But in order to step into that victory, you're going to have to get clear about what it is that you, on an individual level, need at this moment and how to get there, right? And really start thinking, how do I want to show up? And just as they were saying not too long ago when we were just talking to those three lovely people, what you do need to realize, guys, is that you hold the key to this, right? You are literally the focal point. And the way to get out of any issue in your life is to call your energy back to your empowerment. Right? And yeah, that sounds great, but what does it look like on the physical plane? Oh, Janelle is saying this. Janelle and her team, God bless, are saying this. But I want to cycle it through my being first. How does it land? A+. Oh, I really like this guy. He's paying me no mind. I'm going to sleep crying. Wait, hold on a second. I got stuff to do. Why am I, what am I doing? All those 8 hours that I just spent crying over this person because my heart space was triggered, understandably, I just lost 8 hours of my life. Now, how many more hours of my life do I want to stay crying about this? Right? And trust me, guys, I understand. I'm there. I'm always there. Like I'm working through it. Where are these examples coming from, right? But the point is, you have to realize that that's time lost, and it's time gained. It's not gained. It's time used in a sense, because every moment is taking you closer to having the new beginning that you desire and you deserve. But how long it takes you to get there is really up to you. So use the pain, use the grief to go inward, then work on it. Don't just sit there in this cycle of just feeling and feeling and feeling and feeling and feel. See how my hands are not going? Yeah, ouch, you felt it. Tap into it. Journal it out. hire a therapist, do something, move a step further, right? And even if you wake up every morning saying, or every day crying for like 16 hours of the day, if you wake up in the morning and you say, please God, give me the strength to make it through today, guess which side you're on? You're on this side, because you're putting it out there that you are moving towards having the strength to process this and to make it out lovely and beautifully, and you're not choosing to just be lost in it every day. Again, even if you're lost in it all day, you wake up in the morning and you say that simple prayer, you go to sleep and you say, thank you God for giving me the strength to get through this, regardless of how you spent those 24 hours in the day. The intention is there, and so therefore you're on the right track. Okay, so Spirit is saying with that little story there to get your intentions right, get your intentions ready. Now I have another deck that I want to work with you guys. You know, I have them chilling off to the side, and as I'm talking, I'm seeing that this World card kind of wants to come in as well. It's very heavy. Wow, this feels very heavy. I almost like I put it here because it wants to also go here. Where does this want to go? This is the problem here. For some of you, you are having trouble moving forward from a cycle that has already closed. Now, how do we know it's already closed? Because the card that wants to come here is the World card. The World card signals an ending of something, and a lot of times it signals a sense of victory, because something is done and the cycle is done and you want to have a new beginning, right? And we have this beautiful planet or moon or whatever is there in the background. But what I'm seeing is she's not seeing that. This card is actually coming through as I turn it over, it becomes very heavy, like, and it wants to go here because they're showing that you may be having trouble moving on. Completely understandable, completely, because even though a cycle has closed, meaning the energies are no longer going both ways. Maybe the person is no longer investing in this connection. Maybe the job is over and you've lost the key card because you have to give it back. Whatever this is, or you move, it doesn't mean that you have completely accepted what is. And so from that place of non-acceptance or an inability to accept that, to be honest, sometimes you end up staying stuck in a sense. And so we understand that it's hard, is what Spirit is saying, but even praying that simple prayer will take you places. And so when we say you can choose to show up like this, or you can choose to show up like this in your new system, please know that we're not saying that you have to show up bright and early every morning, I'm ready, and live your 24-hour day like being awesome and awesome, everything is awesome, yeah, I'm great, I just finished writing a book today. It's not like that. It could be something as simple as, God, please take me through this day, even though you just spent the next 12 hours of your waking life crying about it. That's better, because it shows purpose, and it shows prayer, and it shows a sense of surrender, right? They're not asking for perfection, they're asking for willpower. And then on a play on the words, they're asking, will this person take that step today? Will they take that step today? And please know that this faucet, let's say, is very easy to turn. And it's just a simple prayer. And then when you have that simple prayer in place, look what happens. The ending starts to become more of a reality. The victory starts to become more of a possibility. Remember, these are in the potentials, right? So you're going to call in that victory, and right? If you are, you have to take steps en route to victory. So you may go to bed tonight, God, give me victory. Take me to victory. Tomorrow morning you wake up, God, take me to victory. You know, you couldn't sleep all night, but you saw it. But you see 6 a.m. hit the clock, God, take me to victory. And that's all they're asking from you. Okay, let's take a look at this card. 10 of Wands. Look at that. What did we say about this card earlier? We said something about this card, but either way, it just feels, it's the 10 of Wands, and it's about Wait, can you guys see that? Excuse me. The camera's actually a lot higher, so I can't even see. Okay, there it is. Yes. The Ten of Wands is about closing out a cycle. So here you see we have a cycle ending here. We felt earlier on that something had already ended there. We see that a cycle has already begun, and now you're being given a choice of how to move forward. And they're reminding you that you do need to take some simple steps to put yourself on route to having a positive new beginning, even though it feels terrible. But right now, they're asking you to start taking those steps so you can pull in this victory that is right now hanging in the potential. But look at this. We've got the Ten of Wands on the board. This is about, again, cleaning stuff up. Why the Ten of Wands is showing up here with this deck, because this deck is so beautiful. Fire and water mixed together, but not making steam. I love this card, right? It's beautiful, right? But this deck wanted to work with you. And so look at the picture that it's showing. This is you choosing another direction. Let's talk about that, all right? So this is showing that, yes, you are in this process of having already finished something. It's done. But now you're in the process of cleaning up the debris that still lies within your mentality, your emotional space, all of this. And this is about you, for some of you, this is about you needing to pivot and show up in a different way. Maybe you're going through, God bless, a divorce of some type, a separation of some sort, and you always imagined it would look one way, and now you find out that it's actually looking another way. This is about you taking a different route towards finishing up that situation. This is about you looking for something, a new approach, trying something new in how you move forward, is what Spirit is saying. And they're saying that you will be rewarded for seeking alternative options. So there's a reward in that sense, in an experiential way, I feel. And now they're pointing to this card. And that's also part of getting grounded. So choosing your options carefully, choosing to try something new, choosing to take a leap of faith, choosing to surrender to Spirit, because in so doing, you're researching your options, you're thinking about your options, and you're committing to grounding yourself in that knowledge and trying something new. Along that path, you will meet somebody who supports you, or some resource that supports you. And that's one of the rewards. They're saying you will be rewarded for seeking alternative pathways. But they're also saying that some of you are just being asked to move away from whatever it is that you have been dealing with. Look at her. She's a beautiful mermaid, right? But here she is caught, and she's got whatever is left of her stuff, right? And she's just trying to clear things out, but she's stuck in this lava, this volcanic area, and lava is all around. That's not where she should be. She should be somewhere else, hanging out in some cooler waters, relaxing. So now she's got to meander and navigate her way out. And that, it does take work, because each of these 10 wands represents a misbelief that she may hold about herself and about her role in this world. So of course, you guys, male, female, gender non-conforming, this card represents our need to move inward, to swim, to swim inward, and to understand about ourselves. What is it that I thought I was doing? What is it that I thought, who did I think I was? What is it that I thought I deserved? What did I think I was entitled to? Why is this happening? Whatever you went through, these are the kinds of questions that you're going to want to ask, because really, we're here on this earth to have triggering experiences. Why? Because the experience triggers us to feel. And when we feel, we either feel something that is in line with harmony and joy, or we feel something that is in line with pain. All right, simply put, fear and pain. And when we feel the latter, what we have to do is not try to move on, forget about it, let's not talk about it, let's just watch Netflix, let's drink it away, let's do drugs. No, that's so easy to do. What we need to do is the harder thing, which is to sit and feel it. What am I feeling? What emotion is this? Anger, disdain, shame, guilt, fear, disappointment, frustration, right? What is the word? Vindication? No. Vindictiveness, right? Pride. What is this emotion? Bitterness. And then where do I feel this in my body? And once you locate it, oh my God, it's in my throat. Oh, I feel it in my fingertips. And that makes sense because I'm angry with my mother. Tell the story. I'm angry with my mother. She doesn't pay any attention to me, and she doesn't listen to what I'm saying. I'm an adult. I'm 34. I'm an adult, and I just want to wring her neck with there. The anger is right there in your hands. I just want to wring her neck. But every time I go to talk to her, I choke up and right. And so you see, that's you going inward. Feel it. Tell the story, do the mirror work, talk to a friend, write it out and rip the paper because you're so mad. And back in the day, sometimes the paper is so cheap and but whatever you need to do it to move the energy, to work on the energy. Because if you're not working on the energy, if you're not feeling the emotions, what are you doing? What are we doing? Then we're just hanging out, and it's great to hang out, but get the work done. That's what we came here for. Right? And I understand that sometimes the pain is too much. And that's why in that moment, you really do owe it to yourself to think, well, who or what do I need to help me to do this pain? What kind of support do I need to help me to work through this? Do I need a licensed therapist? Do I need a shaman? Do I need a Janelle giving me a shadow reading or energy shift? Shout out, right? Do I need to talk to a priest? Do I need to talk to, a priestess? Or where are you? Do I need to sign up for art therapy? Or do I need to buy a book on poetry and start reading and writing poetry of my own? Do I need music? What does my soul need? Some people need to take a boxing class and just punch stuff out, right? So you have to really start tapping into yourselves, working with yourselves. And Aquarius, I'm like sitting here teaching you these things, but I'm like, you guys are Aquarians. You know this. You are the very epitome of the unconventional. And that's a beautiful thing because we are in an unconventional age, and the unconventional will be the conventional because we're just going to need to do things this way. That's all there is to it. And you have to feel into yourself. Let's see what these other cards are. Aw, this card wants to go with this card. But just as I said that, it moved over back to this card. What's the fear? It's like, I thought I'm not ready. Okay, well, let's see what this card is. Soul child. Okay. Interesting. What I'm seeing here is you definitely are poised to receive something. For some of you, this could actually be a child. God bless, God bless. But more often than not, more so than not, I'm seeing this is about you receiving your higher self, receiving accolades for somebody here. Somebody here is afraid of success, right? This is, as I said that, I just looked to the left thinking, I need water, and I just saw this Ace of Pentacles. So somebody here is sitting on a great idea that can give them something, but you're afraid. I do feel medical energies around you, so you may actually be trying to do something medicine related. Go for it. Do it, okay? Because it's showing up in the reading. Some of you are wanting to somebody here wants to get back into church, but you're afraid. You're afraid of what it may mean. And I don't feel that you're afraid of the congregation. I feel that you're afraid of the spirit that is behind it. You're afraid of God in a sense. And maybe you have this idea that you've done bad things. You're not a good person. Oh my God, I slept with somebody. Whatever it is you're telling yourself, please know that you should not anthropomorphize God. I mean, if you do that, you're only limiting yourself. And so that's what I'm seeing here. But I do feel you're at 60%, I'm going to get back into the church, and 40% at, oh my God, I don't know if I belong in the house of God. I do also feel a little bit of pride in your energy field. You do want to work on that. Sorry, not to be strong about it, but it's coming through very strong. So you do have to work on that. And I'm not saying that because it's hubris. No, I'm saying that because that pride is your blockage. Your pride is your blockage. Whoever you are, that is your problem. Your pride is your blockage because on some level you do feel that you are better than God. And you have to realize, number one, you ain't. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Love you. No, on a serious note, you have to realize, number one, that you're anthropomorphizing an energy that just because our minds are so limited and we couldn't even conceptualize or come close to conceptualizing that which is, they anthropomorphized it and made it seem like them, us humans, right? And so first of all, that's a premise that is fake. So you cannot anthropomorphize this spirit as a man or a human, but you have, because you've been conditioned to do that. A second thing that is a mistake in your perception is that in with that anthropomorphized being that now shows up as a human for you, you are projecting onto it your fear of not being good enough. Your fear, this is coming from not a father figure, it could be, but in the father's line above him, probably great grandfather, great great grandfather, or great grandfather. It's skipping a generation here. You're carrying that false pride. You're choosing something to project your fears onto, a fear of not being good enough, and you are saying, it's like, hey, you want to fight about it? That's the energy, and the spirit is like, what? So you see, you're actually having a war. You're waging a war with yourself, and you don't realize that this is an unhealed sense of not feeling like you belong. It's an unhealed sense of feeling emasculated, regardless of whether you're male or female. It's just your masculine polarity feels emasculated, and so you're trying to show up in the world as a big guy, and so you don't realize this. It's in your energetic field, it's in your genetics, and you don't realize it. You may realize this as, I don't know if I want to go back to that church, or if I want to go back to church. On one hand, you may recognize feelings like, I don't know, have I messed up? I'm not good enough. God is so good, he'll never take me back. And then, but on another level, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say your pride is getting in the way, because you'll be like, yeah, I know. I'm too good for God. I'm better than that. I'm better than all that, right? So watch that energy. And again, it's not because I'm saying, oh, you're a hubris. I made a joke and said, because you ain't better than God. But that was just a joke. The serious nature here is that this energy that you're carrying with you, which is fear, basically just fear of not being good enough, disguised as pride, coming down from generations, to be honest. So I can understand it's strong for you. This energy is creating a blockage for you to connect to that life source, that all that is, right? So please work on that energy, work on your self-worth, understand that you need to take the importance that you've put onto this spirit, like take all that away about this Jesus and God and this and that. They've been there before this whole planet was made, so they're not worrying about you being offended by you. Don't drink from the golden cup. Let that go. Use your hands and drink from it, because it's just water. You walked into the building and you want to experience spirit in the form of whatever it takes for you, but you were just outside and you were already in spirit. Spirit doesn't register a change in its status because you put it in a building and you walked in there. You were just out in nature. That's the same thing, right? And so please level yourself. Start by taking, oh my God, just come back into the pedestal stuff. Okay, start by taking, I don't want to say spirit, but taking God or whatever it shows up for you off of a pedestal, because you've placed it on a pedestal based on your anthropomorphizing of its energy, and then you made it an enemy in order to boost yourself up because you feel low about yourself. So please make sure you dismantle that and get rid of that stuff. Okay, so let's go back to just universally as it applies to everybody here. This is representing you, my dear viewer, and you want to receive from spirit. You want to have this new beginning. You want to have all of this, and that is where your glory lies. That is where your innocence is. It's reclaimed. That's where your home is. But you're afraid to move towards it. Okay, let's see what you're actually holding on to here. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and what's down here? Three of Pentacles. Makes total sense. What I'm getting is you still kind of want to play in the game of the earth stuff, that 3D stuff, like buying into the old stories, buying into, well, I do want to climb the social ladder, I do want to become this in this company. These things, they pay our bills, but they don't really pay our bills. Spirit pays the bills. So start aligning yourself, going back to this choice that you're being asked to make, Aquarius, whoever you are, start aligning yourself with that which makes sense. And it's this, okay? It's coming through with the Ace of Pentacles. You could spin your wheel again with the Wheel of Fortune. You spin it and get something. You don't know what you're going to get. But I'll tell you what, whatever you get is going to be enough to distract you, because it's not the thing that is going to, this thing is not, it means nothing. It's your desire to not embrace your higher learning, your higher evolution, your rightful direction. It's your decision to instead move and distract yourself with anything. So your choice is, hey, do I want to move forward and evolve, or do I want to play around a little bit and distract myself a little longer? I'll do this one. Spin the wheel. What comes up? I don't know. A new relationship, a new job offer, a new car. I don't know. A chance to be written up in the news. It's all energy, and it all is boiling down to the same thing: distraction. I'm getting a family for some of you. For some of you, yes, I know this sounds bad to say, but for a lot of people, they want to distract themselves with a family. I want to get married. I want to have some kids. Guess what? Every baby that comes, you're now distracted. You got married, you're distracted with this person. You have a child, now you're distracted. You don't have time for yourself. You need to do this job, and you're distractions. This doesn't mean you can't have kids. It doesn't mean you shouldn't have kids. It doesn't mean you shouldn't get married. It doesn't mean you shouldn't want to be written up in the news. You can do all that and still be doing your work. And in fact, as you do your inner work, you actually show up better for these people, place, things, and situations that you attract into your life. And so this is about you getting more conscious about where it is that you are putting your intentions, and getting more centered on what matters. And in this case, in this reading, if you're watching this video, what matters is you and your ability to move forward in your soul's evolution. And please know that doesn't mean leaving behind everything. You can have the family, you can have the house, you can have the job, you can have all of that, but you will be doing it while you work on yourself. And that's really all Spirit is asking you to do. Stop getting distracted. For some of you, or somebody here, I almost felt like you needed to write a book, right? But they're saying that that's an example of what you can have when you get on this path. Again, they're bringing us here. When you settle down and you get on your path and you sit, what do I need to do, God? That's when you start to get into yourself. You start to have better experiences. Yes, it will hurt because you'll be triggered and into purging things and healing and doing all of that stuff. But along that path comes righteousness, they're saying. Well, I've never used that word. You know I'm channeling, but comes righteousness, comes rewards, and they're saying just rewards. It's like having fruit that is so juicy and so well earned. It's like, have you guys ever had that type of day where you did so much work in the day that now you have no guilt about sitting down and putting your feet up and watching some TV or going to bed early or whatever? You're like, I don't feel guilty because I feel I did so much work today. I was so productive today that even my inner voice that always gives me crap for being lazy and procrastinating and not being good enough and not showing up in life has nothing to say. And so that's what I'm saying. It'll be the rewards and the things that you reap from this energy that you're putting in is going to really, really, really feel so good. And I'm seeing even 8 years down the line here. And that doesn't mean that it's going to take 8 years to become fruitful. No, I mean, let's just put it this way though. However long it takes, let's just throw in 8 years. 8 years from now, guess what? You will either be having fruit or you're going to be having, I don't know, what's the alternative? Not fruit. Again, I'm getting medical energies. Is someone trying to get into medicine? Are they trying to break into the medical field? We see how that can take 8 years, right? But guess what? 8 years from now, look, you could be a doctor, or, well, you could be not a doctor and doing something. And I'll tell you, 8 years is going to come and you'll look back like, oh, damn, I could have been a doctor. So it's one of those things. You might as well do the work, is the point. All right, let's go ahead and look at these two cards. There it is. evolution. That's it. That's that soul evolution. It's reaching for that higher state of being, is what I'm seeing here. Look at that. Sixth ray of devotion. How are you going to get there? Devote yourself to your path. Plain and simple. What's your path again? Keep it simple. Dear God, let's say it together. Dear God, thank you for placing me on the path to my victory. Please give me the strength to keep moving forward. Done. Now you're on the path, and so it is. Go ahead. You can cry, you can lash out, you can whatever for the next, 24 hours or whatever, and until you go to bed, and you say it again. And then you wake up, you say it again, and you just keep doing it. And through your days, you will start to see an opening up of energy. Because again, enough of you, and like I said, 60% of you has decided to do this work. Otherwise, I tell you, you would never see my video. I mean, that's just how energy works. It's to the point where if you didn't have at least 51% of a desire to see this video, or not see this, to make this change, you wouldn't perceive of my video. You probably wouldn't even perceive of my channel, because for me, the work I do is specializing in helping people to awaken. And it's kind of like, wow, here you are. Go the distance. For somebody here, I'm hearing that you're going to have to tell your sister-in-law what your plan is, okay? And what your plan is could be simple as, I've decided no longer to live here, or I've decided to, I feel maybe you know that for whatever it is, whatever your next move is, you're going to have to discuss with this person, whoever this sister-in-law is. And I think you might be surprised at the level of support you get. It almost feels like this person's like, okay, I understand. As much as they may give you stuff about it, which I don't feel they will, they're gonna know, because they will know that it was coming for a long time. Just the image I'm getting is, it doesn't have to be your exact story, but the image I'm getting is, let's say you're living with your sister-in-law and your brother and the family, and then you're like, you know what, Trudy, let's just say Trudy, it's time for me to move. I've decided to move out. And the idea is like, okay, in the middle of a quarantine, where are you gonna go? You don't really have that much money. Where are you gonna go? That's what you expect her to say, and you expect her to look down on you. But actually, you might be surprised that she says something like, oh, well, I knew this was coming for a long time. She may not even like talk you out of it. It's kind of just like, okay, well, I see you've made up your mind. But inside, I'm feeling this person will silently be like, yes, you get it, you go for it, do it, right? And they're proud of you, because it's almost like you get to escape. And to her, she sees you as freedom. And I'm talking about this scenario, but for some of you guys, it may be someone else who is having this experience of you. They see you as freedom. You're free as a bird. They don't want to see you locked down. They're married. They're stuck there in whatever their situation is. This is the way they're seeing it, okay? I'm not saying that just because you're married, you're stuck. This is the way they're seeing it themselves. They're like, I'm stuck here. I have responsibilities. But you're not married. You're not connected. You're attached. You're not whatever. You could be out there doing anything. I want you to do this. Go, do, be, live. Be a pioneer. Take the world by storm. That's what they want for you. And they may actually also want you, this is interesting, they may actually want you to get vaccinated, for example. But that's your journey. That's your decision, right? That's a decision you make inside of you, okay? So please don't, my point is you might find support where you didn't think there was going to be any. And that's the point here. As Spirit was saying, you have to make a decision to move. Do what it is that you need to do, and see how the chips fall. You might be surprised that in so getting grounded and making those choices for yourself, you will get the support that you need. Okay? Anyway, so Oh, one more thing I want to say, because I do see them wanting to bring in the Hermit card from off to the side. This is very hard, I know, because it's sitting right on top of the Two of Cups. Wow. But this Two of Cups is over here, right? So I'm getting that some of you may have been quote unquote downgraded in a partnership. And when I say downgraded, that word is coming through very clearly, because it's like, I was in a connection, now I'm single. You know, I was in something, but now I'm not. And there's this idea of this sadness. I'm alone. And I do see the Hermit card coming out for you as being a progression from a Two of Cups situation, a partnership. But I do want to let you know the partnership ended because it needed to. Now, whether this partnership represents a romantic liaison, I just wanted to say the word liaison, and I think I needed to say it for somebody here, but because my mind was actually going to say romantic partnership, or whether this was about a job or a home situation, a lease or something, you just have to know it's run its course and it did what it was supposed to do. And it hurts because it was supposed to. It's supposed to trigger you. So please don't think that you're this terrible person and nobody wants you, or you can't keep a job or just whatever. Please know that you're right on track, and your next part of your assignment now is to choose how you want to show up for the next phase, because it's already started. And your choices are that you can show up by just asking Spirit for the strength to reach for your victory, or you can show up dragging your feet and just feeling the feels, but not having a direction in life, right? It's your choice, and you're gonna get it eventually, but the timing, I think, can be shortened, is what they're saying. And I do see a card off to the side that I want to reach for, but suddenly I got sick to my stomach. It's the Nine of what's the word? Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, okay? Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. So right now, you want to have your wish fulfillment, but I feel there's a little bit of being turned off from it. So it makes sense if you just came through some really harsh energies, around a relationship, for example. The thought of getting into another one may physically turn you off. It may make you feel sick to your stomach, nauseated. You may have that feeling, maybe you just tried to buy a house and it ended up falling through, and now you don't even want to think about moving ever again, or let alone signing a lease anywhere, right? So it's understandable, but you will have this, right? Spirit is saying that they're sending music to you as well. So if you start to hear songs with certain lyrics playing in your head, please take note of the song and take note of the lyrics and the part where it was being played. If you start to hear new types of music, they're saying new types of waves. Thank you, guys, because we know that these are sound waves, right? And the frequencies correspond to different parts of your body. They can be healing energy, so Spirit will just be sending you, whether or not it manifests in your real world as certain songs or whatnot. You could just fall asleep and wake up and be like, I was just listening to some really great music, and I don't think we have that on this earthly planet. And actually, the more I'm awake thinking about it, the more that it's slipping away, but I can't remember. It was so beautiful, right? That was energy coming into you. And also there are music and musical energies coming in for you now. They're saying now even, right? But maybe you don't hear it, you don't perceive of it. So please know that you're getting these beautiful waves of energy and light, and pushing you towards your fruition, right? So yeah. Oh my god, I just talk non-stop. My throat is like anyway, guys, well, my guides know I'd like to get it in there. So anyway, guys, if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, please do feel free to reach out. You can find me on Etsy, and if you haven't liked my video, please do. Because I'd like to see, like, how many people actually like it. Anyway, God bless you guys, and I do wish you the best with whatever it is you're going through. You can do it. All right, bye. Mwah.